Okay, so here we have our pen tool activity, a master of the pen tool. I'm just going to zoom out by pressing Command negative or Control negative. I'm going to adjust the artboard to, just by selecting this icon here on the left, the artboard tool, it has selected this master of the pen tool activity. I just want to get rid of this artboard that's here in the center. It's actually annoying me, so I'm going to hit that X. There we go. Okay, so the first thing that we do is Window, Workspace, Reset Essentials. This will just get everyone's workspace looking similar. It should look something similar to this, and with some panel down the side of icons. So if I press Command or Control 0, that'll fit to the screen nicely there. So the first thing I want to do is get my Layers palette up. So this icon here with your layers palette, just select a new layer. I'm going to lock the layer underneath, and I'm going to label this layer pen tool by double clicking on it. Okay, now we're ready to go. That can't be moved now that it's locked. P for pen tool. Over in the corner here is our stroke and our fill. I'm going to change our fill to see-through and our stroke here to a different colour, just so that it stands out a bit more. So you can always double click the stroke there and then select a different colour, anything that you want, as long as it's not black. To change the stroke, I'm going to come over to the right hand side here and up the stroke width to about 5 point. You can change the stroke in a few different ways. If you double click here, you can see that there's a bit of a panel up here that you could adjust it there as well. That's another option too. Okay, so we've got the pen tool, that is dropping anchor points. So what you need to do is just follow the handout and try and drop those red anchor points in the corners, holding down Shift if you ever want a really straight right angle. When you hover your pen over different sections, you'll see that the symbol changes. The negative means taking away an anchor point, and the positive sign means adding it. Now, if you ever want to go back in time, Command Z to undo is a good way to go. So there's our first one there. This kind of red stroke there is on the arrow. Alright, so P for pen tool. This one, it's actually asking you to use Shift, so that way you get some nice right angles happening. It'll join the dots for you using mathematical equations, or anchor points, sorry. So this is a vector-based program rather than raster-based, so it's unlike Photoshop in that it's not dealing directly with pixels and is not going to pixelate when we scale things up. It will scale things up really easily because it's using that kind of vector-based system. Okay, so if you want to just see how these are looking, you could go to your layers palette, take the eyeball off layer 1. You can see, oh yep, those icons are looking good. So we've placed those anchor points down. Now, when we move down here to some slightly harder ones, you need to click and drag when you're wanting to get this arc. So if I click once, hold down Shift, click once again, and as I drag, we get this nice arch that's happening. You can get the handlebars kind of in line with the handout. That will really help. See how there's that small O shape next to your pen tool when you are connecting up a shape all together like that, which is what we want. We want to try and connect up our lines as much as possible to have solid shapes. At any time, if you say make a mistake and you don't like, say, that anchor point there, you can press delete and it'll take you back one step. You can pick up that path again and continue working. Also, similarly, if you feel like you need to drop another anchor point, so delete. Say I wanted to put one here. Hold on, Control Z, Command Z. If I place this anchor point here, let's say I'm wanting to put the path maybe roughly there. You can use your arrows if it's too high up. Mine was, so I'm using my down key now. If you select the middle of this anchor point, it'll actually get rid of that left side of the handle there if you're wanting to just to work without that section, but often they actually help you make a smoother mark. But that's pretty much the majority of skills you need to know to fill out this handout. One more that I'll show you. If I press exit, that'll get rid of the attached kind of path pen tool there. Command Y will give you an outline view. Now if I zoom in, or Command or Control plus, I can see here that this needs to be connected up. Now you can just pick up the path and bring it down. There's a join tool as well, or you can simply, if I hit exit, simply with the white arrow you can select individual anchor points. You can move those around with the arrow keys, but if I select 2 individual anchor points, so shift click, I've got these 2 selected now because they're blocked out, and I right click, I can hit join, and that'll actually join that path up. So Control or Command Y will give you that outline view if you ever need it, because things are getting a little bit complicated.